Once I fell in love with the inductive method, I wanted to lead others to teach them how to do the same thing. So I've now been leading inductive Bible studies for about 6 or 7 years. At the end of one of our most recent studies, we wanted to study the book of Acts. And what I realized is we couldn't find one that met our criteria. We had only two criteria. One, we wanted it to be inductive, not deductive, not somebody telling me what the book of Acts means, but just questions that will lead us to figure it out for ourselves. And number two, most importantly to me, is that we wanted it to be written by a woman. Now, some of you might say, why does it have to be written by a woman? As you know, women don't have a lot of representation in the world of Bible study. We're not given a lot of space. And so I wanted to make sure that because this is a place where women can lead in the Christian world, I wanted to give us that space to have that representation. And so we wanted to make sure that we had it represented by a woman, not because we wanted a study that was geared toward women. We didn't want it to be foofy and girly and only focus on women's issues. This is a real deep study about the Word of God and not tailoring it to ourselves. We just wanted there to be female representation so that when somebody did this study, they would look at it and say, if she can do that, so can I. So those were what we looked for, and we couldn't find one. I searched high and low, and I could not find a study on the book of Acts that fit those two parameters. So my group challenged me to write it myself. I grabbed a group of women. We wrote that first book of Acts. We wrote the second half. And then, of course, coming into the next year, we wanted to study the letters of Paul, which simply makes sense after you finish the book of Acts. And so, again, we could not find something that followed our criteria. Written by a woman, inductive, but this time adding on that we wanted it to be overview of all of the letters of Paul and to fall into about 3 semesters. It was pretty specific, so we couldn't find that either. So here we find ourselves again, writing the study for ourselves. So you have in front of you the letters of Paul, our newest study, and it will be in 3 volumes. I hope that it will enrich your study. I hope that it will transform you. I hope that you will find God in it.